With Sep Camp, we got kind of 4 practice blocks. So obviously, just starting our second block, and first block is really trying to get acclimated to getting back on the field and getting playing. And 2 of those practices are spiders, and you got 2 shoulder pads. So it was good to get going, and I appreciate the effort that guys are putting into it. And, I like this group, and I like their approach to this point, certainly. And, this block of practices, we gotta keep going forward. Gotta make some improvements.
Well, with the ability of coaches to be around in the summer and do some more things than in years past, do you feel like you start camp at a further along point from years past?
Yeah, I think that we were talking about that, and even with some of the players, and certainly you have the opportunity for that. I think that as coaches, we got to be careful that there's something to be said about going over and starting again from the start and refreshing. And I think as you go through and when you learn, it's sometimes good to, even the very basics, it reinforces it, can give them confidence. And so I think you got to be careful not to assume that they're good at it. But absolutely different than, a number of years back when you really hadn't done anything football, hadn't been able to meet with them since spring ball. So in that regard, it's very different.
How do you expect Vito Calvaruso to be able to be helping with different kicking jobs, or where does he
Yeah, we do, and right now he had a really good summer, and yet we're trying to be smart, and obviously this is something that's happened to him before, so it's not like he hasn't dealt with it, but you just want to, you wish every guy could go right now, but do expect him to be, but I don't know exactly how long. He'll be kind of limited.
You said before camp that you didn't want to run a guy like Ches into the ground. Have you guys been able to give him enough work where you can see how he's progressing and what he looks like?
Yes, and it was, for me, we had a practice, and he was able to just get in, and the way I was thinking about it, if you can just clear some hurdles each practice, and we had one, someone would just, in a team setting, get a handoff and go through it, and it wasn't alive, but he got hit a little bit, so that was good to see. And then he had another one where he kind of got banged and knocked to the ground, and he got back up. All those are, you don't want to take for granted. Those are hurdles that he's got to get through, and he's been able to get probably as much as you want him to get, and want him to be in a situation where he's wanting more than kind of, don't want to be coasting at the end of the week. Want to kind of be able to build it, and so it's been good to this point. We got to keep just communicating throughout it, so we can go. But he has been getting good work, and honestly a little bit more than I may have anticipated.
Sometimes a hurdle can be, how does a guy come back on day 2 after going on day 1?
Big time.
Has he had any issues where it doesn't feel good today?
We've only gone through it one time, but so far it's been good.
It seemed like Skyler had a pretty good spring. He made some plays today. What stood out about him?
He did have a good spring, and did show up today. And I think when you're talking about any guy that does some stuff and flashes, you're looking for the consistency, right? And I think that Skyler is like a lot of the guys in that room where they've got enough talent, and I think that their desire to be the best they can be and be significant contributors is real, and they just gotta, that's what camp's good for. Now we gotta go do it, but I like what he's doing, but now we just gotta keep elevating it, and it's gotta be consistent with everyone.
How is D'Onofrio trying to get a look at different guys as individuals, but also as pairs? Is he mixing guys up a lot? D'Onofrio, inside linebacker.
Yeah, I think you're hitting it. There's a balance he's trying to strike. That there is some working with, and yet there's one we talked about earlier, that there's truly a position group where you're saying there's a good, healthy competition, and so, and it's still early enough. I think that it's important for us as coaches. I was just explaining that those first 4 practices, you're just trying to get into your football legs underneath you, and you're trying to, there's install and kind of the question to the point earlier. It's not maybe new for everyone, but still, we're going out. You got 2 practices, and there's always the excitement, and then you got 2 in pads. So I think you got to be careful as coaches not evaluating too soon. And never evaluate in the first 4. And even this week, I think you're just starting to maybe get guys in position to where they can. But we just got to keep every one of us just got to keep going right now. But I do think Mark he values can we play next to each other, but I don't think it'll be hard set in stone, that we're going to just be that combination. Part of it's too, how do we just work and manage to get everyone the reps so that everyone is getting some work done.
When do you like to know ball in terms of position, whether it's there, offensive line? When do you want stuff settled? Is there over the years have you found like a kind of a sweet spot in terms of wanting to know?
I think, yeah, that's good. I mean, you want it to be clear. And when you go, the longer it goes, and when it's not clear, great if we've got 2 really good ones. And I think we might have a couple spots possibly at that, and then not as good when it's, I like what this one does, but he's not there on this, like what he does, but not there. So, if it's, I've never wanted to put pressure on. They got to be ready. It doesn't matter what we want and when we want to know. But yeah, the sooner in different positions matter. Can you work with? Are you involved with working with others? In some way, you all are. But I think O-line's different than a receiver working with a quarterback, and they've worked a lot together, or a cornerback. As long as the communication's been good, a little bit different than D-line.
I know it's early, but do you think Dean Ingram has a chance to contribute not only on offense but also on special teams?
Yeah, I do. Dean was able to contribute on teams last year, and honestly, I think that that whole position has got to be bigger contributors to special teams, and I do think that he certainly put himself in position to get a lot of reps to where he can compete and offensively, and so I think that I do think he's in that position.
What impression's been a Logan to this point, and also maybe Riley Mullins' ability to push him?
Yeah, I've really different, right? And I've appreciated what Logan fights through every day, quite honestly, to be out here, and that's not easy. And the one thing that I'd never question about Logan is what his intentions are, and he cares about this team and wants to do what he can, and I think he's gotten better. It's short sample size, but I think he certainly did stuff over the summer and he's worked. But every day he comes out, he's got to deal with a little bit more than a lot of guys do. And Riley, I think that I thought that he had a good spring, and I think that he continued to keep pushing himself and working what I can tell in the summer, and again early, but like the way he started. We've had 5 practices and 3 of them have been in helmets only. So for a lineman, a little bit different to evaluate or to get a sense of it than maybe one of the skill guys.
Paul, how would you characterize Alex Smith's injury?
He's injured right now, and he's feeling better, and so love that guy.
Do you expect Cam Large to be out for a lengthy period of time?
Yeah, I'm anxious to see, but I think he's fighting through a lot,